Oh, you're gonna bite me? Are you f***ing okay? All right, I'm calling the cops, Blake.
We sell this house to this couple in an HOA, and they're in their 30s. Everybody else in the neighborhood is over 55. The builder finishes up, and the HOA has a meeting and puts a deed restriction in the HOA CC&Rs that to purchase you have to be 55 and up. Now, my people are already in. They can't take their house away from them. But my people now want to sell their house. And there's this deed restriction in place. There's never a problem till there's a problem.
Get your mom so I can talk to her.
No,
this is not about you at all.
But it is about me because you don't want me to play in the yard.
It doesn't matter.
But it is about me though.
Okay, so I live right over there. Like I said, I'm part of the HOA.
Okay, cool.
I don't want you out of here.
Hit anybody with my football.
Here, you know, what's your name?
I'm not telling you.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous, and I don't care. I am Shirley Ontiveros. I'm the treasurer on the board of the HOA community here.
HOAs are absolutely ridiculous.
No, we are trying to have consideration for our neighbors.
There's a lot of reasons to hate HOAs. There's an HOA that just came out and said you have to leave your garage door open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Everybody has a place to sit. Go get a chair. Go get a chair. I'm not going to tell you get marked. Either he removes himself from this seat or I'm calling the sheriff. Okay. Very serious. Very serious. Why don't you shut your mouth and mind your own business? I'll say shut your mouth and mind your own business. I am civil. This is a totally hostile room, so I have a strong suggestion. Shut your mouth, mind your manners, and let the meeting proceed.
HOAs. We got to talk about them. They are out of control. As a real estate professional, we've got to talk about them. I see this stuff all the time and it's getting ridiculous. Watch some of these videos. We're going to talk about them. I'm going to give you my opinion on some of these situations because they're nuts.
What are you doing?
Removing this.
Okay, we'll bring him back to the car. We'll leave right now.
You're gonna leave the police? No way.
Okay, bring the police here then.
I didn't.
Okay, go ahead. There's no fishing signs.
Oh yes, there is. There's.
I mean, we've been seeing situations where kids are getting chased down by ladies for fishing. And we're seeing people trying to bite people over fishing poles.
Four around this pond.
Okay, so give them the rods. These aren't your rods.
These are not your rods.
I'm not going to touch you. We're touching your hand so we can get our rods back. Yes,
you have
absolutely.
No right to touch.
Okay, but what are you touching right now? What are you touching right now? Whose are these? Whose are these?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
Oh, you're gonna bite me? Are you f***ing okay? All right, I'm calling the cops, Blake.
You're gonna pick them up in the office.
Why are you out here playing football?
Because I can. Do you want me to?
You're not supposed to play football in the yard.
Who says?
We live in an HOA. We don't like the activity in the front yard. You're supposed to be playing in the backyard.
Is that a law?
It's part of your HOA. Go get your mom.
No. Is that a law?
You're a child. Go get your mom.
Is it a law?
I mean, it's like where do they think they get this authority from?
That's not happening.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I hope you know that your parents are probably gonna get, kicked out of their house for this.
They're really not though.
But they are.
Yeah, I'm honestly not even supposed to be talking to you.
And why not?
Because you're a stranger. My mom told me not to talk to strangers.
Again, go get your mom. We can
Not
go
happening.
up there. We can go up there if you want to. It doesn't bother me.
Not happening.
It's sad your parents have you out here playing and you don't know what's going on.
It's not a law. Nothing's happening.
Do I need to call the
It's right
police?
there.
Is that what I need to do?
Why are you calling the police?
Because you're out here breaking our... Why are you out here playing football?
Because I can. Do you want me?
So a lady with a cell phone comes and takes pictures of kids in their own yard. If you reverse that, some would say that they're the problem, not the kids playing football. But be very careful who you give power to when it's not the government. Even when it's the government, you better be very careful. But just somebody that's got too much time on their hands, willing to go around harass kids. Scary situation. I know your thoughts, comments down below. Good, bad, am I wrong? I don't know. I'm just pointing it out.
This is not my regular content, but I just got our HOA dues for 2026 in the mail. And my husband and I just went over it, and oh my gosh, we probably spent like 20 minutes just like talking mad poop because we're just so angry. If you are thinking about moving or buying a house, please think twice before purchasing a home that has an HOA because they will do nothing but take you. So when we first moved in, apparently there was this huge lawsuit happening where one of the neighbors had built a shed along the pond, and well, that's a big no-no. Well, they had put in a request. So to move a freaking bush, you have to write a request to HOA to move a bush, and then they have 30 days to respond to you. Well, unfortunately, the person that was supposed to respond had passed away, but we didn't. The person that put in the request didn't know that they died. And they went ahead and just did anyways, because the rule is if they don't respond, you can go ahead and do it. Well, they did it. And HOA came back and sued their butts. Sued them. For what? For what? It's their property. I just don't understand it. So they got sued, and it cost a grand spanking total of $23,271. And guess who paid for it? The sweet neighbors, all of us. And we just moved in. We had no idea what was going on. This lawsuit has happened before we moved in.
When you get into an HOA, you are marrying an HOA when you buy a property in an HOA. You're marrying their bank account. You're marrying their leadership. And if there's a problem, they're going to fight you with the other people's money. With the other members of the HOA's money, they're going to fight you. So when they fund that lawyer to go against you, your other neighbors are fighting you. It's how this stuff is constitutional is beyond me. And a lot of states are pushing back and saying, you know, we're going to limit some of the authority on some of these HOAs. Because what they basically did is said, you know what, we don't want to patrol these neighborhoods with code enforcement and expend county resources, city resources. We're going to give it to the homeowners to do it themselves, but to police their neighbors. And a lot of the stuff they do, I'm willing to bet, wouldn't hold up in court. It's just you've got to fund an attorney. And a lot of times, it's so petty, it's hard to fight because it's so petty. So people just pay the fine and they get it over and over and over again.
You're facing what kind of penalties right now?
Right now, we're looking at $10,150 last time I checked.
A homeowners association sets the rules for a neighborhood, collecting dues and issuing fines for violations. They have similar authority to a government body, but they don't have the accountability of one. And neighbors at the Cooper Mountain Estates HOA in Beaverton found out that can quickly go sideways. It started in the garage. Sam Shake's tenant liked to do woodworking there. The HOA board sent multiple violations and fines, more than $1,000 a week, saying the tenant was operating a woodworking business, that he couldn't fit 2 cars in the garage, and that woodworking was proof of habitation.
We said, this is not habitation, this is occasional, this is a woodworking hobby.
KGW talked with multiple families who were penalized for having older family members, like parents-in-law, living with them. The HOA fined families $300 a week for using their homes as, quote, multifamily dwellings.
And here's the problem with this, is who is deciding that? Who is interpreting the rules that somebody else created? Most of the time, they're just a guy. They're not a lawyer. Half the time, they're not an accountant. They have no real background to interpret any of these laws. And when you say, I don't think that pertains to this rule, they're like, pay anyways. What are you going to do? And then they just tack it on to your property and just put interest on it until you pay it. Like, it's a doom loop you can never get out of. And some of these, I've put in many of my videos, how some of these people, they don't even vote the new leadership in or have yearly votes or even go by their own bylaws, and there's no way to even hold them accountable for, because Susie that created the bylaws are no longer there anymore, and you don't even know where the CCRs are. And they haven't gone by them in years. But how do you fight one? Go and try to get an attorney to fight an HOA. It's like pulling teeth. If you get one to take the case, because they're going to want a big retainer, and then they're just going to eat up document review on this stuff. It's like pulling teeth, and these HOA members know it. How they are illegal is beyond me. And it's like, oh, well, we don't want a neighbor that'll have a pink house. Well, you know, it's even worse when you got 30 grand in back HOA dues and all of a sudden they want to foreclose on your house because they just don't like you. It's like the Mean Girls Club.
Hey, I just want to make this video because here's this neighbor. We paid $2,250 to live in this house. And the kids are in the backyard. We're going to have an Easter egg hunt. It's on Easter. And every single holiday, this lady complains, sends people over to complain because Apparently, we're not allowed to enjoy our own backyard. The kids' ages are 9, 10, and 8 years
Clay,
old.
this is Shirley.
And they are not allowed to have fun or an Easter egg hunt in their own backyard
With the screaming cats.
because she's claiming that we're not allowed to utilize our own backyard. So I just wanted to put her on film and let people know how this neighborhood thinks that you pay all this rent, but you're not allowed to enjoy your own backyard. You're not allowed to have Easter in your own backyard and have an Easter egg hunt. Nothing. So I just want to make sure that everyone sees this lady that thinks that we're not allowed to enjoy our own home that we pay $2,250 a month for. It's crazy. Plus all the bills, the electric, the garbage, the gas, everything. And we moved here to take care of my son who has suffered a noxious brain injury. But we're not allowed to enjoy our home. Not in the least little bit.
Can I say something, please?
Yeah.
I just want to say that when you live in an area like our homes with very small lots, you have to be considerate of neighbors.
We are being considerate.
You're not
They're not in the backyard hardly ever.
You're not being considerate.
But on holidays they
You're
are.
not being considerate when you're letting your kids scream at the top of their lungs and the neighbors cannot sit outside and enjoy the day. That's all I'm saying. When we were kids and running around, at least when I would scream like that, my parents would say, shh, you can play, but you've got neighbors around. Be considerate of your neighbors. You're not being very considerate when you're doing that. And there's 3 people. There's one person that has 3 people have neurological issues
And
in
so
their
does
brain.
my son who suffered
Well,
a
maybe
noxious
your
brain
son
injury.
is used to it, but there's one here that has a really bad neurological issue. Do you want to get the bill from the emergency room for that if something happens and he has to go into the emergency room because of stress that you're
Because
causing?
of kids playing in the backyard on Easter for an Easter egg hunt.
You're not
Okay.
getting the point. What I'm saying is when you have to be respectful of neighbors. You have to be respectful. We live in tight quarters here. It's ridiculous, and I don't care. I am Shirley Ontiveros. I'm the treasurer on the board of the HOA community here.
HOAs that are absolutely ridiculous.
No, we
You know
are
when I
trying to
moved
have
in here,
consideration
when I
for
moved
our
in here,
neighbors.
not one person at the
They're afraid of you.
rental place told me. Not
Well,
one person told me
that is their fault, and we
that this was an HOA house.
They didn't tell you
No,
there was an HOA.
they didn't tell us that.
Well,
So not only are you going to get a fine, you got to stand there for the lecture. You got to be lectured on your own porch by Karen, by Susie. Okay, like, I don't know. Why people sign up for this, I just don't know. I almost would rather the drug dealer across the street because he's usually quiet, minds his own. You got to have your covenants and restrictions and know what you're talking about and willing to fight. Because you look up one day and they take half your yard for widening the street and you're not even in the gated community you pay to be in. It's crazy. What are your thoughts? Comments down below.
My HOA is foreclosing on everybody's house. So, if you guys remember last year, I came to tell you guys that my HOA was threatening to put a lien on my home and start the foreclosure process over a $22,000 assessment that I refused to pay. My HOA had been wanting to do some construction on all of the homes, and this was something that was well underway before I purchased my home. I ended up finding out through meeting minutes and talking with neighbors that not only was this something that was planned as far back as 2022, but neighbors who purchased their home around the same time as me did get a disclosure that there was a siding project that was slowly approaching. I am allegedly one of 2 people who did not get that notice according to the HOA, and so my HOA said that I could pay them the money back on a monthly basis for the next 5 to 10 years. I declined. I don't think that I should have to pay you anything for this. So I knew, I've been getting a lot of letters. I've been working through this, but I knew that they were trying to come after me, put a lien on my home, etc. However, a new person came knocking at the door. It was the construction company. The construction company is now saying that the HOA, my HOA board has not paid them. and they have not received all of their money, and the houses have been done for months. Like, I'm saying, like, for months. And apparently they didn't get all their money. And so now they're putting a lien on the homes, which that process, I think, has been done.
This is the situation I was talking about. I've done a video with her before where the HOA board messed up, okay? They got hemmed up from the floor up legally, and they either can't assess everybody because nobody can pay the assessment to pay for the legal bills on something they messed up. And this is when HOAs can go upside down. And you're marrying that HOA. So be very careful to the morons that are on the board, because all of a sudden everybody gets foreclosed on because the president did a bad deal with a buddy that he was trying to go under the table with on something bad, and you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. You know, usually law enforcement would come in and say you did something criminal, okay? Or how are you, you know, dealing with the funds? Because I'm willing to bet a lot of these HOAs are throwing a lot of funds under the table for a lot of stuff they aren't supposed to be doing it for, allegedly, okay? Be careful.
Thank you, everyone, for staying tuned. It's important that we stay aware of our surroundings because everyone's getting stomped out, and certain people have positions and they want to exude power instead of being sheep or cattle. Have a good day.